The National Weather Service's Space Weather Prediction Center, or SWPC, issued an unusual severe geomagnetic storm watch for Friday night, May 10th, over the United States. The SWPC has not really issued a watch for a storm with a rating of G4, the second highest level on the scale since 2005. According to them, operators of critical infrastructure have been informed so they can take preventative measures. So this is not a trivial thing. It's kind of a big deal. Apparently, the sunspot AR3664 unleashed its most powerful solar flare yet, and Earth is in the firing line. The X-class flare, so I guess these flares are, I didn't know, by the way, that sunspots were actually tracked and given numbers, but apparently they are. The X-class flare is the most severe type of flare, the most powerful type of flare. They're also M-class, C-class, that kind of thing, but the X-class is the most powerful one. That's what we're dealing with this time. So solar flares are eruptions from sunspots on our sun's surface that give off intense bursts of electromagnetic radiation. I have a couple of screenshots here from a space weather app on my phone from today, one around 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and one from a little while ago around 7:30 p.m. And you can see how the activity bumped up in just a few hours. So worst case scenario, all those charged particles, shooting towards Earth, and they don't always head towards Earth. Obviously, the sun's a globe, so they can go off in different directions, but sometimes they do head towards Earth, and this is the case this time. These could lead to power outages, disrupt services, including GPS that rely on satellites. This is not in the same class as the storm that caused the Carrington event in the 1850s, late 1850s. That was a G5 geomagnetic storm, and it actually knocked out telegraph machines around the world. It was quite something. This is a G4, or expected to be a G4, as I said, and you're going to see a lot of aurora-type events, aurora borealis, because of the electromagnetic interference with the atmosphere. And obviously there are a lot more technologies today that we rely on. It could be vulnerable, but most of these have enough redundancy that shouldn't be major problems. But, you never know what's going to happen. So best case, you'll get to see some cool auroras, perhaps in places that you normally don't. I live in Ohio, as I've said before, and we may get some tonight. But certainly people living in the northern states in the US have a good chance, and certainly Canada does, and over in some parts of Europe they will. So that's what's going on. Kind of a big deal.